All right, we back with another episode. Check. Welcome to episode 95 of the podcast. Hey, babe.
Hey, babe.
I feel like I'm seeing you a lot this week.
You said what?
I feel like I don't see you a lot this week.
You have?
In this workspace. Babe, I really appreciate you.
Mic. Yeah, I got a mic.
For pulling up on you, boy.
I got a mic.
And it ain't got no bzzz. All right, now, so just because you got a mic, they can hear that on the audio.
But I'm saying, it ain't no buzz, none of that. We ain't got to be over here talking about, gotta take a break, gotta fix it. Ain't gotta do none of that. The girl got a mic.
She
and
got
my
a mic.
own little nail kit joint.
This is not a nail kit. Stop being over. Stop being dramatic. You so irritated. I appreciate you for pulling up on me yesterday.
I kind of missed you.
Nah, you did miss me. Ain't no kind of it at all.
I always miss you until I see you.
I think that's some bullshit. That's what I think. How was your day yesterday, babe? How was your day yesterday?
The what?
Babe, I'm fine. I'm looking for
My day was good. It was just long. I was, busy. And now, y'all, I'm old because I was fighting with the boys yesterday. My wrist hurt, my knee hurt, my ankle hurt, my chin, man.
How all that hurt and you said you was fighting with the boys?
Yeah, we was in the joint we was at Irk House throwing down. They double teamed me all the time, and they was mad because I wouldn't stop. And then Jay was like, I ain't losing. But I just kept putting them down, and then here it is today. I feel all of it.
Oh, I know. You
I
definitely do, because you
all
are
of
old.
it.
I've been told you was old. You ain't need me. I've been told your ass you was old. Old as hell, girl.
What's that?
All right, man. Hey, welcome to episode 95 of the podcast. Oh, we moving, y'all. We moving. We are moving towards 100 episodes of the podcast. So, babe, what's not pulling up? Your phone moving all slow. So what should we start at? Where should we start, babe?
We gonna start with trying to figure out, because you never said anything about my special with my sissy dilly dab. What did you think?
Well, because I had to edit the episode, and I watched it a couple times. You guys did an amazing job for an improv episode. You should do that you should do that more often. I really enjoyed it. Very enlightening. I guess sex education is important.
And it said that it's not in schools no more.
Yeah, they definitely don't talk about it in schools anymore. But sex education is important, especially the parts where she talk about like learning your partner and being comfortable with having those tough conversations when necessarily things ain't going good in your sex life. I think that's important.
I don't even think we got on camera when we was talking about the no, we didn't. When we was talking about how when you're comfortable with yourself and your partner and y'all know each other's body and what gets you off, it doesn't always have to be a liquid ejaculation or orgasm. It could just be what's considered a dry orgasm, which means by the way that the person touches you or looks at you and different things get you off without actually getting you off. So that was cool. But we touched on a lot of stuff before I decided to say, hey, let's record this. But
I believe, yeah. I figured it was probably some more stuff prior to y'all pressing the record, but that's always good. You'd be surprised though when you just sitting having a uninterrupted conversation.
We was just talking,
and how you can learn a lot about just family members. That's always good though, because families we don't have those type of conversations. So it's good when you get an opportunity to kind of sit back and kind of listen to your siblings too, and you sometimes they enlighten you to more things than you expected to get from them, and that was what was cool, because I didn't expect that from your sister.
Yeah.
She and the funny thing about it was she was empathetic about it. Like you can see she's passionate about sex education. That's probably why if she should put together a 3-point plan and figure out how to profit off of that. Cause Jesus Christ, if they not gonna allow it in the schools, she could still do some type of pop-up shops in schools and kind of like just giving. Of course, there's an age limit, but I think around 14, 15, you really need to start having those tough conversations. But the funny thing is, right? I was talking to Mike yesterday, the day before yesterday, and he asked how old Carl was. Mm-hmm. And he said, "How old is Carl?" He said, "Carl like 9?" I said, "No, man, Carl 11. Carl old as hell." He was like, "For real?" I said, "Yeah, bro. Carl old." And that's the first thing he said, "Boy, you about to have to start having that talk." I said, "Yeah, he ain't ready for it though, but
the stuff you already be saying to him though, like off the wall, like he real live was telling him that my mother, who that's my daughter, but my mother is a lesbian, so." He told our son at the time, Carl had to be what, 9?
Yeah.
That just because his grandmother likes women does not mean that she isn't a man. And Carl tried to figure out, what do you mean by that? Like, what are you saying? And he was like, because she buys...
Oh, yeah, the strap-on.
Her strap from the store. And pulls it out of his drawer. Oh, my gosh. It was just the look on Carl's face like, what are you talking about? Like, so he had to literally say she buys her dilly now from the store to give her a male pot. So I can only imagine what the actual conversation will be with our son, with him.
But no, take it a step further. Tell them how your daughter thought your mother was a man the whole time.
Jesus. She definitely, so they don't call her grandma, they call her Buddha. So she always thought, and it's crazy because Carl thought it too when he was younger. And she was just like, Mommy, Buddha's a girl. And I was like, yeah, that's my mother. What are you talking about? Oh my gosh. I saw Buddha got boobies. She had on a bra. She wear bras too, Mommy, like we wear bras. And I'm like, yes, this is my mother. And she's like, oh, it's not a him, it's a her. Buddha. So she always is Buddha. So I tell my mother, I'm telling you, the way my mother's face was,
that's crazy that she thought all this whole time her granny was a man.
For 3.5 years since she was 4, that her grandmother
was a freaking man.
Was a man. Was a man. Hilarious. But those kids, though, those are kids for you.
That was crazy to me, especially when my wife explained it to me.
So since you enjoyed the conversation me and my sister had, and, she touched on a part that you say that I cheat on you with.
I don't call it how I see it.
Like, toys, like she said, toys are not your enemy or your competition. They're your friend.
No. Because you wouldn't admit to her that you use 2 toys. So toys aren't your friend. They are your competition. That second toy competed with the first toy, and the first toy tried to compete with me. So that's cheating. Exactly. You don't gotta admit to it. I'm just telling you how I see it. That's my theory behind it.
So is
Freaking
it cheating when I
Congo
use it with you?
You said what?
What? Say what? When it's used on you, is it not in that way?
Yeah, correct your. You better correct
in that way.
Because clearly your sister said she used her toys on it.
And we're not in that way, okay?
Yeah,
not
you heard her. You heard her when she said it. She said, I used my toys on him. I caught that. I almost edited it out, but I said, you know what? No.
Edited it.
That's going to be the title. Edited it.
So.
I make up new words all the time. That's funny.
Not like that.
Edited it.
But when it's used on you, is it cheating?
What are you talking about? What do you mean when it's used on me? Can you stop? When it's used while we're pleasuring each other, is it cheating? Is that what you're saying?
Yes. If that's what you want to come in.
In the moment, I don't think so, but after the fact, I believe so.
Moving on. How was your week?
My week was long as hell. The hell you talk about, man? Long ass week. I had a long week, and my 2 days off, it didn't seem like they just flew past. But I'm making the most of it. I'm trying to like make sure I'm getting more sleep.
I'm 1 day off.
Getting more rest. Yeah, you're 1 day off, but you sleep. You get an opportunity to sleep. You get an opportunity to sleep more than I do. That is
I don't
true.
I sleep when I'm off. Like that.
That's because you don't go to sleep. If you take your butt to sleep, you wouldn't have to worry about that.
I know, because I can go to sleep.
Yeah, I can't go to sleep the way you go to sleep. The way you go to sleep and the way I go to sleep are two different things. I got to like do things. Because in my mind,
I don't need the TV. I don't need nothing.
My mind, I'm always like, my mind's always trying to think of the next thing. Like, how can I get better? And before if I get an idea in my brain, I have to try to attempt to solve the problem in my mind before I can really just rest.
And the sun is up.
That's she's icing it. That's just the thing of me. I'm always trying to find ways to make life easier for us and make things better. But that's why I got her that new mic, right? So we can make this podcast better.
Y'all see his tablecloth?
Yes.
Crafty Keita.
Yes. Shout out to Crafty Keita for the tablecloth. We really appreciate you. Thank you for supporting the podcast and, showing your support for the podcast. All right, boo. What we talking about next, babe?
These doofuses you got?
So we could talk about shopping for kids.
What about? I'm the one that do that. Oh, shopping for kids.
Yeah, that's either grocery shopping for kids or buying clothes for kids.
I do both.
Why are you saying it like that?
So what's your input? I want to hear this.
I don't got no input.
How you feel about shopping for kids?
I know when to say no. The hell? Because your daughter has this thing, and she really thinks she can speak sign language. She tried that on me she tried that on me yesterday. No, not yesterday. Whatever day I ain't had to be to work early. Thinking we stopping at McDonald's. I'm like, man, if you don't stop it. Like I am a giver of what you need, not a giver of what you want.
She needed food.
Yeah, and she got that food when she got home.
Okay. Well, then you have it.
But let's talk about grocery shopping for kids. I think we do.
Our kids is disrespectful.
Yeah.
And that little one is extra disrespectful because I bought ice cream. I bought a lot of ice cream. Different varieties. Because I was in the store, high as hell, picking up stuff. This child.
Never go to the store high.
This child.
You get real irresponsible.
I put some stuff in the upstairs freezer, and I took the other stuff and put it downstairs in the deep freezer downstairs, and I locked it. Hid the key. Told him where the key was at. One day, she decides she wants some of her little sherbet cups. Okay. I said, your father downstairs, he know how to open it. She's like, okay. She goes down and she goes to tell him. She comes midway up the steps, not all the way up the steps, as he is getting the key from the hiding spot to open the deep freezer.
How the hell you know that?
Because she told me.
Mm.
So, the only way she told me is because I said, I'm in a room, I'm asleep. Well, not asleep, I'm laying in the bed. And I hear this noise. I said, what is... So I come out. Alex, what you doing? She is in the deep freezer. Ma'am, how did you get in there? She was like, with the key. The key from where? Up there. She done had the chair and the daggone light position. So however she got the chair to get up there to get it. She done ate up my ice cream, her ice cream. Her brother only has 2 left. I said, what the? How many days have you been going in here? She, daggone shoulder. I said, how did you know? Because when Daddy went to get it from up there, I was on the steps. Being sneaky. Can't do stuff around your door.
Is it difficult to shop for kids?
It is.
Why is that?
No, it's not. Because you get them what they need. It don't have to be what they want.
Exactly. Next topic.
But I needed that ice cream. I needed that ice cream.
Mexican president claims Mexico is safer than the United States. I believe him. That one-off attack doesn't take away from how much nonsense happens in the United States from police brutality.
You saw how swift they dealt with that?
That's what I'm saying. When someone gets killed in the United States or gets missing or
it goes into cold cases.
Mexico relied on the Mexican military to solve the crime. When we solely rely here on the police department to solve crime, and cases go cold. These 4 people got kidnapped, and they found them in less than a day. Like, I don't believe Mexico is as big as the United States. I mean, of course it's not as big as the United States, but maybe that's what it is.
What?
Maybe that's what it is, because Mexico is not as big as the United States, and that's why they're able to solve crime more quicker or deal with crime better. But there's U.S. military stationed in every state.
Town.
Why can't we rely on? Because to be honest with you, the uptake in crime should be a national emergency. That's how bad. And I believe if folks don't get their stuff together, they're gonna declare an emergency for crime. And that's probably what they need to do to get these hoodlums under control.
Good luck with that.
Cause they
maybe
out of hand.
They need to get Mexico to come deal with it.
Exactly, because they out of hand. But that topic didn't go nowhere, so we're gonna move. So we're gonna talk about gun safety in America, man. I know over the last few years, right, we've noticed a lot of toddlers and children shooting their siblings, or taking guns to school and accidentally shooting teachers and all this other stuff.
You know he ain't get no jail time.
Which one?
The boy that shot his teacher.
Yeah, they said they didn't feel the need that they didn't feel like he was mature enough to stand trial.
But that's when you do like, who gun was it? The parent.
Yeah, but they still didn't rule out charging the parent. But earlier this week, 4-year-old toddler shot their 6-year-old sibling while the parents was having a party, or one of the parents believed that the other parent was watching the child, and then they heard a gunfire, and when they ran to the room, they found the 4-year-old with the gun and the 6-year-old had a single gunshot wound. They didn't say exactly where the gunshot wound was, but they declared the child dead at the scene. Now, my condolences to the family, because I know it's tough to lose a child. That is tough. But I also don't understand why a loaded pistol is just laying around the house. That touched me so much that I had to reposition my gun safe and move it. You know what I mean? Because that would hurt my. I don't know how they dealing with that, because that's tough knowing that.
But that's like a similar story that happened. Was it 2 years ago or something, where a little girl, her brother shot her.
Yeah, I just don't know how to deal with that. But I do look, folks got to read the room. The more things that they gave us blacks leniency to go and apply for like these concealment permits and these gun permits, and they made weed legal. They said that if you possess less than 1 gram or some shit like that or whatnot. But what I'm saying is, the more stuff that happen that goes against some of the rules that they lessen for us, it's just gonna make things tough again for us.
But that's why you're supposed to have a gun safe that has a code and a key.
Well, no, I'm gonna stop you on the code.
And
you can't put a code, because what if your child accidentally sees the code?
No,
you just talked about Alex.
A code and a key.
Yeah, that's the reason why I didn't do the fingerprint, because you notice also well yourself. Your daughter was able to open your phone up with her face. I do not need my fingerprint residue to still be on that thing, and your daughter come behind. All she do is push it and open up.
Right. That's what I'm saying. That's why I have the double lock safes.
That's not what I'm saying. I don't got a double lock safe. I got a 1 lock safe. That I'm just gonna continue to use the key. That's why I've yet to use the fingerprint thing to my gun safe, because I'm just like, it don't make sense to me. I'm gonna stay old fashioned. I think some things old fashioned still works.
Yeah,
if something breaks,
the minion don't want you with the key.
If something breaks, you still supposed to hit on it and make it work.
Yeah, that's just like you holding on to this daggone case on this phone. Jeez, this man ordered how much stuff from Amazon we've ordered, and he is yet to get another case. It literally just fell apart.
So yeah, I'm gonna ride this case. I'm gonna ride this case to the end, man. I'm gonna ride this case. This case ain't going nowhere.
He said, if we locked in,
yes,
ain't no switching out.
Nope. Me and this case is locked in. I told a co-worker that, I said, if I go get another case, it's just gonna be my luck that I'm gonna drop my phone and my phone is gonna crack. I've dropped my phone with this case. As crazy as it looked, and it's yet to crack. It's something about the case.
So just get the same case.
I would, but the store I got it from is no longer open anymore.
I'm sure you can find it on Amazon.
You just trying to get me to get another case. You trying to say my shit embarrassing?
You just need a new case before you leave. You out of town.
No. No, I'm not.
Okay.
Yeah, don't judge me.
No problem, Mr. Jones.
All right, so.
How you pronounce their name?
I don't know how to. I'm just going to say the twin brothers. I tried to. I was looking at it all yesterday. Amsadora.
Well, it's
Osinidori.
Osandori?
Yeah, Osadinori.
It's Osun, S-U-N. We can send you to do all
Or Sodarayo.
Where you get saw from?
Or the U is the N is silent. And the N. But nah. Also do. They Ooda Buddhas. How about that? The two Ooda Buddhas who was paid to stage the hanging of Jussie Smollett.
They ain't hang him. It was a beating.
Sonya, he walked into the police station with the noose around his neck. Ain't that what he said he did? And the good thing is we don't have to say allegedly.
Oh my goodness.
First of all, when I saw this, man, shout out to the Shade Room. This is amazing. When I saw this on the Shade Room, I thought this was a joke. So I watched the video, and I couldn't believe the shit that I saw. They are really sitting in this video reacting the whatever stage events that happen. Reenacting what she said. But I'm gonna play a little bit of it because there's audio. You didn't know that, did you? You didn't know that was audio? There's audio. Oh, let's go, y'all.
Then we started tussling, moving around, and then I threw him to the ground. He wanted it to look like he fought back. That was very important for him because he said, hey, don't just beat my ass, make it look like I'm fighting back and whatnot. So we did that, and then I threw him to the ground, and after I threw him to the ground, he had no bruise. I wanted it to look more real. So then I threw him to the ground. After I threw him to the ground, I used my knuckle and gave him a noogie. So I went like this. Why did I do that? To give him a scar, to give him a mark, to make it look real, like he really did get his ass beat. After I did that, I fake kicked him. I don't know what he was doing. I wasn't paying attention.
That's where I came around with the bleach, the infamous bleach in the hot sauce bottle, poured it on his shirt. Then I finally put the rope around his face. I did not put it around his neck. I just placed it on his face, and that's when we took off.
I feel like we just saw this watching Tyler Perry's Sisters. Or no, The Oval.
That was... Oh my God. They even sound stupid reenacting it. They sound stupid. So I can only imagine how stupid that shit was doing it.
Sonya, what is the world coming to?
Oh my gosh.
I'm sure they came here for.
They came to America. How much to do that?
They came from America, from coming to America for a better life, to find their wife.
Why do they keep coming here and thinking it is some shit over here?
It clearly is not. Did you just not see? Bad enough, right? What did they? My question. I have a few questions. Did they split the 3,500, or was it 3,500 apiece?
They did it for 3,500.
Did they split it, or was it a piece? We need to know that information.
Man, you not splitting 3,500 for me to do some dumb shit that can possibly put me.
Man, I need at least 10 grand a piece.
You better pay. Basically, they paying 10 bands to get a green card by being with America. You can get 10. Man,
I'm disappointed in that though. I personally don't think they should have reenacted that. They should have left that shit alone.
And if them reenacting it thought that they was gonna get a show or thought that it's
Did you hear the music in the background?
Like, he said, to make it look real, I took my knuckle.
This nigga said, I took my knuckle and rubbed it in his face a little bit just to make a bruise. This man, he really said he gave him a noogie in the face. A noogie in the face.
The bleach in the hot sauce. And then you had the nerve to not even use.
I don't know what my brother was doing.
He said
because I was just fake kicking him, and then we just ran. Did you see the way he ran?
They should have had on the superhero costumes.
Exactly. They should have just
and the little cape And the little bootleg joint that's got the little strap, not the real mask.
They should have took it.
Because they look like...
They should have took it full blown.
Super assholes!
That's what she named it. I'm glad you just came up with the title. Super assholes. You just came up with the title, man. You just came up with the title. Super assholes.
That was stupid. Ain't no way.
Moral of the story is don't pay to try to
It's a lot of things you do to get to a bag, but some shit should just register that's just dumb.
That was not the
and for the fact for $35, I don't even care if it was $35 a piece. That was still dumb.
It's real bad.
And not enough for $35.
If they split $3,500 on, they ought to have the shit smacked out of them. They should get punked.
Just imagine, split 35, right? But not even split it. You gonna split $1,750 because you gotta send the other 17 home so that your family back at home can finish building on a house or feed whoever they need to feed. So now y'all are splitting $1,750. Man, get out of here.
$1,750.
Nah, absolutely not. Nope. What else we got, babe, before we go out to lunch?
This nigga said, man, I took my noogie, and gave my noogie in the face.
I took my knuckle, gave my noogie, not took my noogie.
I took my noogie and gave him my noogie in the face. You heard what I said. That's what he said.
Hey, wait.
Yeah.
I don't have no watch yet. Why?
Because you ain't bought it yet. That's why you ain't got no goddamn watch. If you buy one, you'll have one.
I was holding out, hoping you.
I see you was. I knew you was. You know what they say? Fool me once, shame on me. No, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me.
I didn't fool you twice.
You did.
No,
you fooled me once.
I didn't fool you.
I'm not gonna let it be twice.
Nah, that's not how that works.
I'm about to shoulder roll this out of you.
My wrist is bare.
Mine's is not. So look,
okay,
I look.
Somebody gonna buy me
one. Whatever. What you think about black TV down, babe?
Who?
Black TV.
What you mean? Like black shows?
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm talking about from the effort they're putting towards the acting.
Doing too much. Somehow me doing too much.
So Power Book 2 with Tariq is back, right?
Yeah, I see.
And I was listening to Big Meech, right?
Big Meech with the little Meech.
Yeah.
With the big Meech.
His pause. His son was on the phone with him and he was calling him from jail.
Uh-huh.
And they were talking about Tariq. And he was like, 50 Cent got to do better. He said that show is some bullshit. He was like, none of this shit will be going on. He said the boy is dumb. He keeps getting caught. He's not his father. This and that. But I'm gonna tell you something.
But
some of these black shows need to give it up after the season 1. Because even in BMF.
BMF, like
you seen the new
Carisha?
BMF? You seen
her acting the way they said. No, I have not even seen that episode. But when I saw that of how they said she was acting, I had to go and look. And
yo, that shit is bad TV, man. Like
that acting is just as bad as her rapping.
Good for 50 Cent wanting to give everybody an opportunity.
Oh yeah.
But everybody don't deserve an opportunity.
For him to be the arrogant asshole that people say, he will support his people. Like,
he needs to support a better writing room.
He needs
to support a better writing room. Because this shit is some bullshit. Dude walked inside the church, right? First of all,
it's not bullshit. It's probably some episodes.
He
beat
this white dude up for his dog. The dog was in good health. That first episode.
Okay.
Second episode, the dog is sick. Third episode, the dog is dead. He walks into the church with a fake dog that he calls Blackie.
Okay.
And drops this fake ass dog on the church floor and walks out.
Okay.
He's basically telling the pastor to pray over the dog and bring the dog back. By the fourth episode, he has ashes.
Okay.
For the dog, Blackie.
Okay.
Why did the dog get sick so fast and die?
Maybe you should ask Curtis. There was a lot of editing that happened. Isn't that what you said?
Man, that ain't editing. That's just pure nonsense.
You want to know what happened to the dog?
Yeah.
You concerned?
Yeah.
You might have to call Peter. You might have to report that.
Shit, I'm surprised they not in the uproar over that situation.
Y'all done killed off a dog on the show?
Yeah.
In a matter of 4 episodes?
Dog abuse.
Y'all going down.
You got anything else?
No.
Thank you for listening to another episode of the podcast. This is episode 95 of the podcast. We appreciate you for listening. I just want to send some motivation everybody's way, man. If you got some things going on, please talk to someone. You cannot be the only one listening to everyone else's problems and not having no one to talk to about yours.
Fact.
I was talking to somebody yesterday, and the first thing she came out and told me is she was depressed. And she said she doesn't like she doesn't have anyone to talk to, but she also doesn't like to really talk about her feelings. And I said to her, it's going to get to a point where your feelings are going to cause you to crash because you're taking in your feelings and someone else's problems and you don't really have no one else to talk to. And that is a problem. So, man, make sure. It don't even have to be a therapist, man. You got to find...
But some people, and some people in the instance need the therapist because when you tell a friend or somebody you think is your friend or something, and you tell them your deepest, darkest feelings, secrets and stuff, and something don't go right, and then they use that against you and throw it in your face, that's why some people can't feel like they can't talk to people. So if you go to a therapist, it's like, okay, I can tell you all that I feel like is going on, and you really don't know my life or know me to be able to throw it back at me and it really hurt me. You throwing it back at me is like, look and see what you're going through. Look at what you're dealing with. But that's just like the Sisters episode where how they did Danny. Like, they went in on her, how she was doing, and then she was like, okay. And then she read each and every one of them that was trying to give her advice for filth for what they did. So it's like a double-edged sword. But if you really in that dark, dark space and you need somebody to talk to and you feel like people that you know are going to use it against you, seek a therapist. But if you think you have somebody that you could talk to that will just listen, by all means. Because mental health is real.
But that also goes to when I was saying last part about how today's youth are going through way more this generation than we went through at their age or cared to pay attention to, if that makes sense. I think life wasn't as difficult as it is now, where you have more kids being forced to work because they got to provide for themselves and all this other stuff, and they're not allowed to actually just be kids.
That part.
And I don't know what happened, man, but yeah, just make sure you find the people, man, good people that's not gonna make your issue seem like it's a burden You know what I mean? Just have somebody to talk to, man.
Or you have no value to have, or you're not valid for your reasons.
Yeah. But thank you for listening to another episode of the podcast with the wife. And we out. Peace. New MTMJ Podcast.